I was surprised by the result of the referendum. Although the polls were quite close, I felt that when decision time came, that the British electorate would plump for the devil they knew rather than the devil that they didn't know, and would plump for the relative security for where they are now. I was pleased with the result. I did vote to leave the EU. As I said, I was surprised at the result, and I was watching during the evening as the results came in with probably an increasing look of incredulity on my face. I just didn't believe it would happen, but I actually feel very positive about the whole thing. It was a very difficult decision voting to leave the EU, because although I had fallen out of love with the organisation quite a while ago and would always regard myself as being a eurosceptic, there's quite a difference between being a eurosceptic on the one hand and actually voting to leave the organisation altogether. I think what it came down to was the fact that the organisation, the EU, was never ever going to be willing or able to reform itself. And that's really what pushed me over the edge into the leave camp. I think for people of my age, it was also a very difficult decision coming up to retirement and pensions and so on, because we are quite likely to experience the tough side of the withdrawal of the EU, and we might not be around to see the benefits that will undoubtedly appear in 10 to 20 years' time, when the trade agreements are in place and everything is operating on an even keel. I think I feel more positive now about the UK and living in the UK following the result of the referendum. We have a large economy. We are one of the largest economies in the world. I think our future does lie outside the EU. And I think in 10 or 20 years' time, the benefits will be there for all to see. I'm really not surprised about the judge's ruling on the triggering of Article 50. I think one of the wonders of this country is that it is possible for an individual, albeit one with quite a bit of money, to take action on a particular issue and have it heard. I have no objection to the ruling that the judges gave, but I would hope that when the proposal to trigger Article 50 does go in front of the House of Commons and the House of Lords, that they will remember when making their decision that 17 million people voted in a referendum where the question was perfectly clear that they wanted to leave the EU, and that whatever their personal views are, they will put that to one side and allow Article 50 to be triggered.